Today, I want to talk about setting goals. I've observed something this week that I think is quite insightful to my journey of trying to turn pro. On Monday and Tuesday, I set pretty clear goals for what I needed to achieve that day. And that's different from saying these are the tasks that I needed to achieve that day. I looked for an outcome that I can arrive at by the end of the day, which is a constellation of tasks. But if those tasks get done and the goal isn't achieved, then the goal still isn't achieved. So sometimes there are a handful of tasks that you do that then uncover new tasks. The point is you're trying to get to an outcome by the end of the day rather than achieve a set of tasks. And that has been really clarifying for my ability to make progress in the short run. It's weird because I don't set New Year's goals at all because I find them to be quite useless or antithetical to the ability to actually make progress. But short run goals in the week or day period seem to be really clarifying because it's a short enough time period where you can actually focus in on trying to achieve an output rather than focusing on inputs, which is what a theme is. It's about how you behave rather than what you achieve. Whereas in the short run, using goals seems to be really, really effective for my ability to make progress. And that, I think, is the biggest observation that I've made this week because on Monday and Tuesday, I had really clear and concrete goals. Whereas on Wednesday, I just had a list of to dos that I had to get done, but not an overarching goal that was attached to. And that meant that I didn't actually achieve my goal of just clearing my to-do list because it wasn't part of an outcome that I wanted to achieve. It was just a collection of tasks. And because of that, they didn't feel like there was any stakes. On Thursday, which is today, I actually had no goal other than just do some work, which was even worse than the Wednesday where I had a collection of tasks that I needed to get done. And this whole thing has led me to the observation that I think goals in the short run and dispositions or themes in the long run is the way to configure this year. So I know I've said this in a video before, but I think that what I'm going to start doing is trying to set a weekly goal where I want to be by the end of the week and then try to configure my tasks to achieve that goal. Because the one thing I observed on Tuesday is that while on the Monday there was extra tasks that I needed to get done in order to achieve that goal that I wasn't aware of before the day started, when the day started. But on Tuesday, there were some tasks that I could just cut because they weren't actually serving the ability for me to reach the goal that I wanted to reach. So short run goals, that's a new lesson that I've learned, and I'm going to continue to experiment on whether or not short run goals will work for me and continue to bring me closer to my ability to turn pro. And yeah, that's my observation for today. I still do want to talk about the content pendulum, which is something I said I would talk about yesterday, but I thought this was more pertinent for today. Outside of all of that, I am still suffering from pretty bad jet lag. However, what that has done is it meant that I am just waking up super late, and then my day is really compressed, and so I don't get as much done, both work-wise, but also just in my personal life than I would have wanted. But we are slowly reacclimatizing, locking in on the sleep being the foundation of everything, and yeah,